Hey, it's Lee from ColouringQueen.net, and Buffy fans, it's time. Yes, it's the Buffy the Vampire Slayer colouring book. So it's a really well-made colouring book. It's got this like sort of an orangey brown spine on it, with more of a copper type printed on here. They're not gold foil, they're just printed on the cover. A couple of thumbnails on the back. And up against Joanna's books, it's roughly the same size. So let's just give it a quick little measure. So it's roughly the same size, little bit bigger, couple of mil bigger than Joanna's books if you're looking for a comparison. So it's actually very well made. So let's dive in and have a look at the Buffy the Vampire Slayer colouring book. So this cover here is got a little waxy laminate texture to it. You might be able to colour on that if you use gel pens or something like that to penetrate that waxy layer. We've got our nice title page here with lots of graphics to colour in and details, etc. This would be a good spot to test out your markers and your mediums. Now, paper is off-white and it's a really good quality paper. It's at least a medium quality paper, if not a little bit heavier. And they've printed the illustrations on one side and they've got some snippets from the actual series on the other. So we can see the illustrations are actually really well designed and really well thought out and make you think of the characters in the show if you did watch it. So we've got different styles here. Some are darker like the ones that you've seen before, and then some are finer and crisper. The good thing about having the illustrations, of course, on the one side of the paper means that you can use whatever markers you like, but make sure you put a piece of paper in between them, in between the pages, otherwise you might get some nasty bleed through and shadowing. So there's Angel, and Angel used to be my fave, so every time I look at Bones I think of Buffy. Bones, the TV series, not just Bones in general. So lots of people in the Buffy book. So if you do like colouring in skin tones or clothing, you'll really like this book. I actually thought it would be gorier, so it's really not. And it's good how they've got the actual show reference here, otherwise you end up Googling for hours trying to find it. This has got a real comic book look to it. So there's different sort of line art within it, and usually that ends up looking a little bit confusing and hodgepodge, but you know, I think with Buffy it actually does work because it's a sort of, you know, TV series, action, fantasy, and it kind of works with that sort of comic look that they've got on a couple of the images. Now, paper is folding down quite nicely. The images do run up here into the spine, but it's folding over there without any problems, so you shouldn't have any difficulty getting all of your mediums up to the edge there. There's a real difference between the line weight and colour in some of these images. This one looks really sketchy and hand-drawn, and you know, up close the line art is not as crisp as some of the other images. So a number of artists worked on this, but in most books it doesn't really work. 3, 5, 7, 8 artists that worked on this book, so no wonder it's got that not exactly uniform look, but I do think it sort of works for Buffy because it's a different style of book and a different TV series. So there we have it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer colouring book. Hope you guys enjoyed the colouring book review. The links to buy the Buffy colouring book are below the video. Until next time, happy colouring.